have a husband at home who is sitting with the baby, and you say, sorry darling, I don't have time for you, I'm so tired I can barely stand on my feet, because tomorrow the whole circus starts again. So it's quite difficult, and many people, they walk a very distinct path in one direction, and that's career. So a lot of times their personal life, their family life, their friends, they all become irrelevant, and the life is all about the practice, the medicine, if the medicine really matters anymore, and yourself and your own ego.
And also when it comes to the word success, as we talked about in the beginning, it's important to understand that success always doesn't necessarily mean a positive change in life. Also we need to consider the bad aspects, like a mistake.
With it comes a great responsibility. So there is a syndrome which is called the bachelor life. And the bachelor life is basically that you live, as you progress in your age, in a bachelor state, because you are just not able to find the right woman. That's option A. Or you are having a relationship which is very superficial, so you do not have the time to invest into deep emotions and relations due to people at work calling you all the time, your cell phone, your BlackBerry ringing you up, and you're basically not even having time for dinner normally or to talk about normal things. And also that a very successful medical doctor has the choice of either the woman liking him for his amazing personality, or liking him for his extremely thick wallet and all the goodies that she can buy with it.
Once again, this is also a case of where medicine actually meets society in a problem which not actually is only based because of career, but also because of, as we said, goals. What is important, what is relevant also in a relationship with other people.
Now,
Case of being a success.
let's talk about money, about cash. The big problem with very successful doctors is that they have no time either to spend it, or they have no idea how much money they're actually accumulating at some point. And money becomes a currency which is quite irrelevant because you are only using it to basically fulfill your short-term needs, and you don't really plan out the investments that you take to prepare for the future. You never know. Then lightning strikes and suddenly you're in the hospital yourself and you don't know what's going to happen. So therefore, this is the number one problem that most successful doctors describe, is that they just don't have the time to invest their money, so also they treat themselves with cars, houses, yachts, 1,000 euro champagne, with diamonds in the glass, I don't know, all kinds of luxuries.
There is not a long-term thinking in a certain way of manners in the younger people. We're still discussing their bachelor life, whereas success has come upon pretty suddenly, in a way which for some people may seem also be unnatural, just to clear out. So if there is any questions, we will discuss them afterwards.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, the next important point I think we all agree upon is family. I don't know, Ruben, I think family for you, for example, is very important, even when you're a medical doctor. I think without a doubt, right? But you see, because of the various characters that we have going into medicine, not everybody cares so much for the family. So a lot of times, this balance between job and family goes out of control, and it becomes 90% job and 10% family, if family at all. So some people just get themselves a dog and call their family.
perhaps also what's important to state here is what we mean is not that this person doesn't care about their family, but as we know in a psychological way, when a person becomes perhaps in a situation where things get worse and worse, for example, they see their kid less, they see their wife less, more arguments about this, and this cycle continues in a path where the person actually starts to dislike even certain situation with this closest person.
Alright, and actually Life magazine, it's a very, very well-known magazine, wrote a psychological analysis of family life and how it affects us in our everyday life. And they said that with the intact family life, your money-making life and your business life is about 150% increased and more efficient than if you do not have a family. Because If you do have a family, you have the sense of responsibility, you have the sense of caring for them, and you actually do the job thinking also about other people, not for yourself. So all that money is not just for you and your toys, but it actually gives other people opportunities and possibilities to improve themselves. So therefore, again, the balance between family life and professional life comes in hand. And now let's talk about the future. The future holds all the great things. We all have our hopes and dreams. We think about how great we will become, how a great diagnostic doctor will become just like House. So think about it. How many people really do think about their future? I don't know. For example, Kari, how many people think about their future life? Are you thinking about your future, what you will do? Really? Are you not thinking that when you earn a lot of money, what kind of investments you will do?
Nobody can promise me that I will earn a lot of money.
Yes, first of all.
Nobody can promise me I will be successful or powerful.
Why do you think about things that
I think about food. Is that the future?
To survive. Forget it. Don't live on the street.
Yeah.
Please,
Taking
we'll get there.
stereotypes here, because you can't go on the individual in every single
But I
perspective.
think you took a very, very small percentage of doctors.
You took a stereotype of like
No, actually.
I think it's very well. All right. Now the question that I would like to ask you as the audience is, what kind of doctor are you? Are you? It's a question of heart, maybe. Are you the one that actually cares only to feed your own personal success and your private, which is perfectly legitimate, or do you actually really, when you're in the situation, care about your patient? And this is the question that you need to ask yourself.
Or perhaps even more specifically, why did you go into medicine? What was the reasons for becoming a medical student, for investing a lot of time and effort, and further on becoming, hopefully,
You don't have to answer. No, you don't have to. It's a question that you will personally
Okay. It comes with a lot of personal sacrifice. So I think people not only came into this profession, thinking about like economical.
Not only.
Well, we think that actually medicine is one of those job fields where people actually fool themselves for a while, but in the deep of their heart they actually realize what's their real motivation. We're not saying that all people go in for money or for recognition or for prestige. A lot of people do go into medicine.
Not get money or recognition.
Yeah, let's put the question for later. All right. So, what happens when you're successful? Let's assume that Qasim is an endocrinologist, and somehow he develops a certain technique of healing certain diseases, which is absolutely unique. So he has extreme success. He's all over the news. He's in public. He's famous. He makes a lot of money. He does TV broadcasts and stuff, and he earns tons of cash. So the question is, how is a well-established and educated doctor like Qasim going to do it? How is he going to do it? Some people care about the image and the person that they have become, this TV star, more than actually the real medicine. For example, there are certain doctors in the hospital which are chiefs of medicines or chief residents, not because of their superior skill or because of their superior knowledge, but because they were somehow politically, pushed forward, because they know somebody who knows somebody who owes somebody a favor, and therefore they're rising in the hierarchy. But when the moment comes to deliver, to show skill, to show smartness, to show what you're really made of, and they can't, so how much is that rank of chief resident or chief of medicine worth? Is it really, do you deserve to be this person, but not actually deserve it? We believe that for a doctor actually to be successful and to reach a certain amount of success, which is very variable to find, he needs to be a bit egoistic. But yes, egoistic. But not necessarily the other way around. So I'm sure you have been to the hospital and you have met a doctor who was